Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Kiodiekin. I am one of the members of the Supreme team, and thank you for joining me today. I have a lot of good updates to report back to you. This is a follow-up video for what I released last week. If you guys haven't been following my channel for some time, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and sharing the channel. So we're going to get in today some of the upgrades and updates that has been added to the RetroPie 4, the Raspberry Pi 4 RetroPie for the Supreme. This is the Supreme Duo version 2. Now, if you already have Supreme Duo, or if you already have Supreme Beta 2, Beta 4, or even the Damaso image, and also I believe the Pi Nation image as well, you can just go online through the RetroPie Supreme Setups tool scripts and update this to this latest version. So what is it exactly we're going to be covering today? Well, initially I was planning on releasing a video last week, and also I was supposed to do one yesterday, but I'm really glad I waited. I wanted to show you guys the fix in order to make ReDream run a lot faster. Now, I do know that the Naomi ROM that you guys can install on here for yourself already runs at an optimal rate, but a lot of people prefer ReDream, and it's one of the top emulators, or if not one of the best emulators for the Sega system. So I'm going to show you guys today the initial steps and the configurations that I was going to show you, and now I'm going to show you all the revisions, because between that time, between yesterday and today, WDG was at work once again doing some updates, and I had to ask him. I said, hey, did you put my RetroPie on crack or speed or meth or something, because the performance was ridiculous. So I'm going to walk you guys through some of the steps you guys can use, the initial step that I was going to take in order to get ReDream to run faster. And just to let you guys know, I am on stock settings. I am not overclocked whatsoever. And so in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and show you that I'm not overclocked. We're going to go in here to the RetroPie. This is the Supreme overclocking setup. And let's go ahead and take a look at the live temperature test. I'm on factory settings. So let's go ahead and back out. And we're going to go down to Pi 4 detailed info. And you will see I'm at 1600 megahertz. Nothing has been overclocked or touched. So there you guys have it. All right, so let's go ahead and back out of here. And we'll go back to our main menu screen. And we're going to go to Raspberry config. So the main question is, how do you get better performance out of your emulators without having to overclock? And this kind of puzzled us for quite some time, because most of you guys out there, if you're like me, your first thing you do is you get a new device like this and you want to overclock thinking it could perform better, increase performance. So when the ReDream emulator was first added to RetroPie last week, I did the overclock, just to make sure everything was fine so I wouldn't get any frame rate issues. And so I went to ReDream, I turned on the frame calculator to, the frame rates to see exactly what kind of frames I was getting. So I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and the Pi device was still giving me anywhere between 45 to 60 frames per second, but I was lagging. Now, I don't have any video of that, and I'm glad I don't anymore, because it would have been a waste of time anyway. So I was talking to level 1 online, and I was also talking to WDG, and I was like, guys, this thing is still lagging. I mean, I'm getting slow time. However, the frame counter was still saying I was getting 45 to 60 frames per second. So, make a long story short, it turns out that whenever you're trying to upscale going from a lower resolution to a higher resolution, especially 1080p or 4K, the Pi 4 gives you a false reading. That's why I said ignore the frame rate counter. You guys have probably seen other people online doing the test where they had a frame rate counter, and the actions on the screen look a little different than the counter, than the frame rate, than the FPS. So for whatever reason, the Pi outputs a particular video display, but it also gives you a false reading on that. So with that, I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I was still getting slowdown time, but the frame rate was still rating anywhere between 45 to 60 frames per second. So what we did was we went into our advanced options, and I had to go into A5, the resolution within the RetroPie config, Raspberry config, I'm sorry. And I had to drop my video settings down on my Pi all the way down to 640 by 480. So 640 by 400. And that is what gave me the speed increase last week, because on the ReDream emulator on the Pi, you don't have a way, or you didn't have a way, to change what video output resolution that you wanted on the Pi. Now, however, you can do that on PC. You can go from 640 to 720 to 1080, 4K. And if you do that on the PC, you do have to have a subscription and pay for it if you are using it on your PC or even on the desktop. However, and this was the method I was going to show you guys originally, how to increase your ReDream emulator on the Raspberry Pi 4. However, just as of last night, there was another upgrade to the Supreme Online Toolkit. So I downloaded it just for the heck of it, because I was like, there's some things that, we're still trying to, get it out. That's why we haven't fully released everything yet. And so I noticed that this thing was running really super fast. And I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I'll show you guys. We'll go back here. Let's go ahead and get a game started. Let's see. Where is my Dreamcast emulator? Oh, here we go. So I was playing a game, and I noticed everything was running really fast on the lower resolution. And so when I upscaled to 1080p, because now you do have control of that through the ReDream emulator, everything was just as normal. I didn't have to run it at a lower resolution. And also, too, you guys don't have to set up any of the controls. Last week I said you do need a mouse and keyboard to set up everything. That's all been wiped away. You just have to go in and configure your buttons as you would. But you don't need the mouse and keyboard to set up anything in ReDream anymore. Just however you map your controller in Emulation Station, it'll already be set for you when you go ahead and get in this. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the settings that has been added to ReDream. All right, so here we have our settings for ReDream, and I'm going to navigate here to the top. And we're going to go to, let's go to System first. And then we have Video. Now, the ReDream emulator can output different aspect ratios and different window sizes. However, I won't be able to show all of those to you guys today, because obviously I have my capture card plugged in. I have the Elgato HD60. So because I'm plugged in and running through the capture card, it will not display all of the resolutions that are possible. However, I will show you guys just a few, and I want you guys to take a look at the performance. Now, just last week when I did that other video, I could not run ReDream at a 1920 by 1080 window size, and I also had to reduce my aspect ratio down to 4:3 in order to get maximum performance. So I'm going to show you guys a few of the resolutions, and you guys will see the difference. So let's go ahead and drop it down here. It's going to look really crappy. And let's take the aspect ratio down to, let's do 4:3. I could put frame skip on, but I'm going to leave it off because that'll just be a little too much for us. So let's go ahead and start up a game, and you guys tell me what you think. Leave a comment below. Oops, I accidentally exited out. And let's go ahead and get a game started. Now, if you notice the little cursor there in the middle, you can see it's spinning quite a bit faster. And I can tell you the last time I did this, I got over 75 frames per second. I'm going to go ahead and switch this. I'm using my keyboard there to hit escape. And we're going to change the resolution back to 1920 by 1080. And we're going to go to 16:9. And let's resume our game. So now we're at full screen. And we have full power. So apparently the Pi, you know, it has a hindrance where if you're trying to play a game or run anything at a lower resolution, it pulls out so much power to upscale it that it affects the overall performance. So also in addition to that, just to let you guys know, you guys are hearing it here first, you can do this in 4K. I won't be able to demonstrate that tonight because obviously I'm hindered by my capture device. But the reason why that fix was added is so we can get 4K gaming. Now, the visuals in the TV, yes, it will upscale to 4K, but however, remember, since these games aren't exactly in 4K, you're not getting the true 4K resolution as you would, but the ReDream emulator is now capable to do that on the Pi4 as of last night, without affecting for performance. So we're going to go over to Crazy Taxi here. We'll go ahead and take a look at another game. I want to give you guys a full overview about what is going on and what we've accomplished so far. So let's skip on over to Crazy Taxi and take a look at that one. Now, I did live stream this game to my Facebook page a little earlier today, and I didn't see any stuttering at all. This really isn't a difficult game to emulate, but just wanted to give you guys an overall performance for those of you who love racing games. If you guys just saw that at the top of the screen, you could see that frame rate counter kicking over. So in this game, you should probably see 75, maybe 76 here and there while you're in gameplay. Even though, again, that isn't really all conclusive, it is a lot better than what we have been experiencing and what we have seen previously with ReDream on the Pi4. Okay. Also, if you guys have any questions, make sure that you join any one of the groups. I have my personal hobby group, Kiodiekin's Arcade, PC, RC, Cars, and Tech Hobbies group on Facebook. And in addition to that, we also have the RetroPie official group, which we moderate, and also Supreme RetroPie Gaming. you, you guys can find us there. So let's go ahead and start up a game. And I really don't play this game too much. I'm just going to drive and have a little fun. I tried to hit that ramp there. Oh, picked up a customer. Sweet. And let's see. I'm not getting any slowdown time. There's no stuttering, there's no lag. I think this person wants to get out of the car, but that's too bad. Let me see if I could drive off into the ocean and take them with me. That'll be pretty cool. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, yes. Oh, wow, I didn't even know you could do this. All right, so there's a little bit of performance from Crazy Taxi. And I think that about does it, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed this little quick tutorial. Those are all the updates that we've added so far. Some of the things that's been really impressive about this. We will try to see if this option, the way that we fixed the ReDream emulator to work, we see if we can apply that to some of the other emulators. So again, our misconception has always been that, hey, you can overclock your Pi and get more performance. But for me, I've always asked this question. How is it that we struggle to run 1980, 1990, and early 2000 technology here in the year 2019, 2020 with the technology that we have? So remember, a lot of it doesn't have anything to do with hardware. It has something to do with the actual emulator. So for again, I've used this as an example before. Even my RTX 2080 running on a i7 9700 still can't emulate a lot of games correctly because that's an emulation issue and not a hardware performance issue. Hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment in the video below. I'll probably will be doing some more tutorials. I got a lot of things to show you guys, but just wanted to show you guys where the Raspberry Pi 4 is with RetroPie and retro gaming. We have a lot of the emulators here. We got the obviously I have Sega CD. That's obviously 01. Got Naomi and a Thomas Wave. So all of those games are running really great. If you guys are planning on getting a Raspberry Pi 4, everything is already set up for you. You just have to set up your controller. Damaso, I believe he has a 64 gigabyte image out. You guys can download that and take a look at it. So you know, we're making a lot of good headway out there, so that way if you guys ever do decide to get one of these, you guys have a full understanding about what the Pi 4 can and obviously cannot do. But with all that being said, guys, this is Kiodiekin. I'm going to sign out here. I got some more videos I'm going to make. I will catch you guys next time, and I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial. Thank you, and hope you guys have a good night.